Hi, welcome to today's video. So the purpose of this video is to validate a little bit of your feelings regarding some of the things going on in the productivity world. And the second purpose of this video is to tell you that, following some of those things may actually be ruining your life instead of improving it. If you don't know me, I usually make videos on productivity, books, improving your life, lifestyle, and overall kind of staying cozy. So today I specifically want to say that I feel a little bit fed up with the whole waking up at 5 a.m. thing. I thought it was going to be a trend that would just die quickly and would get out of the internet very soon, but I still see it everywhere. It kind of drives me crazy because it makes no sense. Let me just talk a little bit about the reasons why I believe that this whole 5 a.m. nonsense can be actually absolutely detrimental for you and your health. So first of all, everyone is born with a so-called chronotype. So this is basically an internal clock that everyone has, and that dictates how your productivity and your energy fluctuates throughout the day. And this is what is responsible for the fact that some people are night owls and some people are kind of early birds. And you can actually see these patterns in very small children. So of course that some habits and some behaviors are going to impact and are going to promote those schedules or not, but the reality is we are all born with a gene called the PER3 gene. And the reason why we prefer to, work out in the morning or the evening, whether we prefer to have morning classes or afternoon classes, those preferences are usually justified by that gene, by that chronotype. The second thing is we all have very different schedules. So for some people, it can be very easy to accommodate waking up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. every single day. For a lot of people, there are a lot more variables to take into account when changing a schedule so radically. Okay, so maybe for instance, having free time in the evening is the only time you have available to spend time with your partner, with your family, with your friends. Maybe you are actually taking evening classes. So if you're waking up at 4 a.m., that means that you're either getting to bed later in the evening, which means you're probably getting sleep deprived. Or if you aren't, that means you're literally you're in class and then you go to bed, and by the time you're in class, you're already absolutely exhausted because you woke up several hours before that. Another thing is people live in different time zones, and while it has been proved that, for instance, waking up with the sun and going to bed not very later than sunset can be very beneficial for you, because that's kind of how we always, as human beings, scheduled our days and worked the fields and so on. Having a morning routine spent in utter darkness for 3 hours can be way more detrimental than beneficial. For instance, where I live, I would say that most time of the year, if I wake up at 6 a.m., it's pretty dark outside. And the sun just starts to come out 1 hour later. That's not really bad. But if I was waking up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and doing everything under artificial light, I really cannot see how that can be more beneficial for me than just following the kind of natural rhythm of the sun and my own natural rhythm. Most of all, what I hate the most is that whenever I read an article or something written about the self-proclaimed benefits of waking up early, and I'm looking through the lists and I'm going through the topics, and I can literally never find a benefit that cannot be easily transported and adapted into an evening routine or an afternoon routine, or just a habit that can just be implemented throughout your day. So for instance, when I look at, the benefits of becoming a morning person, and one of the benefits is always, early birds are always able to exercise because they make the time during the day to exercise. You know what? I can also exercise after work or during my lunch break or in the evening or before bed. So all of these habits that people say you should be doing in the morning, so many of us are able to do them in the evening, and we take more advantage out of doing those habits in the evening than actually cramming those into a very busy and packed morning routine. I'm speaking from a position where I consider myself an early bird. I love to have a solid morning routine, but I have been this way since I literally remember existing. I'm not someone who feels energized or happy in the evening. I just want to go to bed very early. But that's how I've always been. I never had to force myself to be a different person. And believe me, I know so many night owls in my life, and they are people who are just as productive as I am, if not more productive than I am, because they just follow their natural rhythms as well. They go with the flow, and they try to allocate creative activities and activities that require a lot of energy, like working out or working on a special personal project, to a time where they actually feel energized to do so, which in their case is the evening. So all in all, what I want to say is that let's not jump into the conveyor belt. Let's not be robots. Let's try as much as possible to adapt what we hear and to follow our own rhythms, to kind of give ourselves some grace and make sure that we can implement these new beneficial things in a way that makes sense for us, that makes sense for our lifestyle, our schedule, our families, and our jobs. And if you do want to start waking up early because you believe it would actually be beneficial for you, and if it's something you actually identify yourself with, instead of trying to change your routine all of a sudden, my recommendation for you, and usually that's my recommendation for all of my coaching clients, is that you try to, wake up early like 10 minutes at a time. Make sure those 10 minutes are really implemented in your routine. Do that for like a couple of weeks, and then try to wake up even 10 minutes earlier than that and build it up from there to the point where you're happy with the time when you wake up, where you feel energized, you're not sleep deprived, and you're absolutely positive that this new change goes well and makes sense for your schedule and everything in your life. And that's pretty much my message for today, but I do not want to leave you without a word from our sponsor, Bellroy. Bellroy has beautiful products that help you stay organized, from these wonderful backpacks to carry all of your books and notes on the go to college, the library, or a cozy coffee shop. They also have laptop sleeves to keep your computer protected while you're commuting, and even these beautiful work folios, perfect to organize your notebook, tablet, cables, pens, and all of your documents on the go. Bellroy's products feature a beautiful minimal design and are made to last. They use recycled polyester, eco-tan leather, and recycled nylon to reduce their environmental footprint, and have been working on developing better materials from organic sources and contributing to exploring leather alternatives and regenerative possibilities. You can receive 10% off anything on bellroy.com, including all the beautiful products mentioned here, by going to the link in the description box below. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys!